What's up, everyone? Welcome to the third episode of On Air with Cowboys Nation with your hosts, Fame ENT and King Dre FTW. Last week, I jumped right into the topics, and but for those of you who didn't see it, make sure to check it out. But I am
It's 5 o'clock.
one of your hosts. I am a big Battlefield player, so make sure you check out the link in the description. And Fame, let the people know what's your channel about.
All right, man. You guys already know, man. It's it's a gaming channel. It's mostly Xbox stuff. I got the PlayStation stuff around the corner, man. And a big time Cowboys fan. Like I said, if you guys missed the last two, please go back and check them out. Go share them to every Cowboy fan you know, and we can get this thing rolling.
Cool. So the big Cowboy news this week is Dez Bryant firing David Wells. He's a well-known. He was a bondsman, and he used to help out the Cowboys with Michael Irvin and other players as well. And this is huge news. Why, Fame?
Well, David Wells has reason why it's big news. David Wells, he's a really good behind the scenes guy. He's a fixer. You know, if you got an issue, you know, that's going on, he can fix it and he can make it disappear. Like I said, he used to be a Bears bondsman, and now he's a PI now. He's a fixer. And so we all know about Dez growing up. He's had, you know, issues, trouble life, things of that nature. We don't need to go into detail with that. But David Wells, he's been in Dez's life since before he was drafted. You know, he's been around for Dez. Dez even lived with him before he was drafted with the Cowboys, and he just kind of just been there for him. You know, there's always, you know, things that we don't know. We're going to go about what we read. We don't live with Dez. We don't live with David. We don't know 100% about the relationship. We're going to go about what we know. Right. And so the reason this is big news is because the Cowboys trust David Wells. Like you said before, he worked with Michael Irvin. He worked with Pac-Man Jones. He's good at kind of corralling these, you know, high-minded, you know, guys in. He's good at corralling them in. Right. And that's what they wanted to do, you know, with Dez. You know, Dez has a bit of a hot head. They, you know, what I'm assuming is they really didn't 100% trust Dez on his own, you know, just him and Rock Nation. And so without David Wells being there, there's a fear, you know, from what I'm reading, there seems to be a fear of the Cowboys giving him a long-term deal, and he has off-the-field issues. Now, me personally, I think he's 26, going on 27 years old. He's grown up a lot. He's a leader on this team. I think the Cowboys' biggest mistake they can make is to not give him a long-term deal, you know, before the season. You don't want that going into the season. And also, you don't want to franchise this guy back-to-back years. You know, number one, yeah, the cap is going up, but you don't want that big cap hit, man. And you want to be able to put players, you know, around him and Tony and, you know, whoever the future running back is. So, I don't think Dez has the issues he's had when he came out, you know, with the whole pants sagging in the mall and all that. I think Dez really grown up as a person that's leader for this team. And though the reports are saying that him firing David Wells is a big negative as far as a long-term contract, I believe Jerry loves him too much. He loves the Cowboys too much for him not to be a Cowboy for life.
Right. Yeah, I believe. Yeah, this is big news as well because if Dez, you know, we want him to retire as a Cowboy, and at some point you can't keep treating a grown man like a child. Like you can't have somebody watching him, making sure he's, you know, check in at night or whatever this guy used to do. But you know, if he keeps him around as just a personal advisor, someone to talk to, then that's fine. I don't have an issue of him firing him as his watchman. If it's more as just to be a role of advisor, then that's fine. Dez and with Dez contract, I feel Romo contract is going to be the heaviest one to hit the cap for these seasons to come. And he's about 35, and he was willing to work out or restructure or take a pay cut to keep Murray. So I think Romo, no, Dez is his big target, and he would definitely, if it comes down to that, I think he would definitely take a pay cut to keep Dez, so we won't go into the season trying to with all this extra baggage, if he's going to be here for a long term, is he's not. The Cowboys really don't need that. All media last year was all quiet. We came into the season, we just had our defense was mainly the concern. We wasn't even expected to win 6 games and all this other stuff. And we, without the media pressure and without the Dez this and any trouble, any incidents, we blew up. So, but hopefully it's more of a firing for being my babysitter and more of, taking a role as a personal advisor or something like that.
To clarify for the people, really quick on something you said. Now there's a 100% we do not have to restructure Romo's contract for Dez. Dez this year is counting about 12.3 million against the cap. If you want to save money, all you have to do is sign to a long-term deal. That's going to save about 6 to 7 million on the cap. So I don't want people to think, oh, Romo needs to take a pay cut for Dez, because he doesn't have to. They just need, because Dez is making 13 million this year. All they got to do is give him a long-term deal, 100+ million or whatever it is, years, whatever it is, and it's going to save you, at least this year, it's going to save you, $6 to $7.5 million on the cap. I just wanted to clarify that up before we move forward.
True. So what's the next big news in the NFL today? Because I think the only Cowboys. Oh no, tampering, right? We're gonna talk about the tampering accused.
Yeah, there was the DallasCowboys.com. They seem to have more freedom than most NFL websites. They're not afraid to talk, I guess, not necessarily negatively, but not just trying to talk up the Cowboys all the time. So they could do some pretty risque things on the site. So they did us. There was an article, and they were doing pros and cons of signing or trading for Adrian Peterson. And so since no website or NFL website does this, there's the national media took the pro side from the article and ran with it as if it was tampering. The guy who did the pro side, he has like over 2,000 or 3,000 retweets on what he wrote, and the guy who did the con side, got about 100 retweets. He says the national media, once again, just like the last week we talked about, they took something and blew it up. They took something and they saw, ooh, let's put Dallas Cowboys and tampering in the same sentence and make it clickbait for our website. That's obvious, because there is no tampering going on here. They're just talking about pros and cons, of the Cowboys signing or trading for, Adrian Peterson. It's just, like I said, one of those things. It was some guys who just decided, hey, I need some hits. I'm gonna put Cowboys. And there was even I don't want to say his name because I could be wrong, and I don't look it up. There's a guy who even wrote an article. I wish I could remember his name, and he said the Cowboys are probably not tampering with Adrian Peterson. But even saying that, the Cowboys are probably not tampering. It's not tampering. You absolutely know it's not, but you still want that click. You want somebody to type in "That's Cowboys tampering," and you want that to pop up on Google. To me, that's all it is. It's once again someone trying to create a buzz for their website.
Yeah, it ain't no news if the Cowboys aren't in it. It seems to be boring if the Cowboys aren't in some type of media. It's just all back to they're the most hated and the most loved team in sport, in NFL, or probably in sports, next to the Yankees probably. But that's far from tampering. They're on their site. They're talking about, they probably got tons of questions sent to them asking, like, what would the Cowboys have to do to get Adrian Peterson? And they probably just talked about it. So that they don't, I think only, I don't know if Brian brought us, because he's a scout for or for the Cowboys. I don't know. I don't know who wrote the article for the Cowboys, but it's just writers. So it's not like, you know, they're actually writing to Adrian Peterson and telling him, listen, you know, really trying to coerce him to join the team. So that shit's not tampering.
Yeah, and you know, if remember a couple of months ago, there was a reported phone calls between or phone calls or conversation between AP and Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
If that's not tampering, then nothing else is tampering. So I think people just need to let this die because it's not tampering. And I'm gonna say something that man and time has really made me say this, King Dre, and you ain't gonna believe it, man. And I know Cowboy Nation, I'm gonna feel the heat for this. The more time goes by, and I have AP, I don't want them here because of the cost, not the financial. Well, I guess you call it the financial cost and the draft pick compensation cost. It seems like Minnesota really, really wants to keep him. So to let him go, you're going to have to really give something up. Like you're going to really give it up, you know. So the longer this goes on, the longer he's with Minnesota, the more I don't want him here because player, because he's one of the greatest backs of all time, but because of the price it's going to take to get him here.
Yeah, you know, we'll probably give up the farm to get a running back like Adrian Peterson type caliber. So, with I mean, Adrian Peterson, he sells their tickets for Minnesota. Ain't nobody else in Minnesota selling their tickets. So if he's gone, you might as well just start blacking out dates for the Vikings on TV. So, yeah, I think we would have to give up the farm. We're gonna have to give up at least a number one or two number ones in this, well, no, you know, first round draft picks, probably this year and next year, just to probably even for them to even listen. And since we're on the Adrian Peterson topic, he was just recently instated, and there's already a report that the Oakland Raiders are interested in trading or trading for Adrian Peterson. And, you know, I think, rest in peace to Al Davis. I think, you know, that regime of, you know, going crazy, just giving up, like they'll probably give up their whole 7 rounds of draft picks to get Adrian Peterson. I think that regime is over, but something still hints to me that the Raiders will probably give up their stadium and play in the streets just to get Adrian Peterson. Do you think that, one, that it would be a good fit for Oakland, and two, you think it would be possible that he would go there, or he would that trade might happen to Oakland?
Well, if he goes to Oakland, I mean that's pretty much it. He's under contract for the next 3 to 4 years. He just signed his contract not too long ago. So even if he does go to the Oakland Raiders, he has to sit put. You know, he's going to end his career there. Wherever he goes, he ends his career. Right. And if you say, and he has no say so, you know, whether the Vikings hold all the cards, he's going to stay a Viking or he's going to go wherever they want him to go. And if it's Oakland, he's there for the next 3-4 years. The only way out of Oakland is to retire.
That'd be crazy. And then announce that he's coming out of retirement. Sign with the Cowboys.
Yeah, and even in that scenario, you go on retirement. You know, it's like, remember when Deion Sanders went to retirement, the team that you retire with still owns your rights. So there's absolutely nothing he can do but play for the team that Minnesota chooses that he can play for, or retire. Minnesota truly holds all of the cards.
Jeez, god damn. Yep. Sucks to be Adrian Peterson right now. Man, you better just stay happy in Minnesota if that's the case. But before, I don't know if you have any other topics after this, but I want to talk about one of the biggest news out there. And that's Aaron Hernandez. And For you, those of you who don't know who Aaron Hernandez is, he was a tight end for the New England Patriots, and this guy was a goddamn psychopath. He was recently convicted of first-degree murder of his friend Odin Lloyd. He was killed back in June 2013. But he was also accused of shooting people in a car in Boston, which two were killed. He was also accused of shooting his friend in the eye after an altercation in the strip club. Man, I mean, this dude was about to. I mean, he did sign, and this was all happening while he was playing, and he signed a $40 million contract. I think it was all guaranteed. I'm not sure, and man, but I think he got his just deserve. I think that there are reports that he's on suicide watch after being convicted of first-degree murder of Odin Lloyd, and he was convicted for 25 years to life. So if you haven't seen the memes out there, you'll see Aaron Hernandez on a NFL Madden cover holding a gun, and it says Madden 25 to life. If you haven't seen that, definitely go see that. It'll make you laugh. Two things. Do you think he should have been sought? Do you think they should have went after the death penalty? I'm not sure if the death penalty was even an option, and they thought it was easier to get the first-degree murder charge. And also, do you think that he got his just deserve? Do you think he deserved all this?
Well, as far as the death penalty, because I'm not sure how their laws justice system is out there, so I'm not sure whether or not he should have got that. I'm pretty sure he's going to be in court again for those other murders, and he might end up transferred to a federal penitentiary. He might end up, going to getting extradited to a state where they do the death penalty. I mean, it's clearly possible.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad. It kind of proves that money doesn't make your life perfect. It proves that money doesn't change who you are. If you're a killer, you're a killer, and this dude killer, he's cold blooded. This dude is basically part of his family. He doesn't care.
Right.
And did he get his what he deserves? Absolutely. Because to me, if let's say for some reason he got the death penalty, let's say it was capital murder charge, he got the death penalty. To me, the death penalty is an easy way out. You deserve to sit there and rot in prison. You deserve to sit there and watch the Patriots play, in every Sunday from your jail cell. You deserve to sit there and watch that and remember how stupid you was. Remember that you was out there on that field living every 10-year-old's dream.
Right.
And you took that dream and you threw it in the trash and you shat on it. He deserves to sit there and rot in jail.
Exactly, man. That's this guy. He was. I mean, like it was no. I don't. The Patriots didn't even pick up on it, and he was playing. This guy was huge. He was, right next to I think Gronk was. I think it was supposed to be the two those best two tight ends. They was killing the league with Gronk and Hernandez, and then for him, just for all this to come out, it was just like, damn, like you was really shooting it up out there, like you was in the Wild Wild West.
All right, man. Before we get up out of here, man, we want to give a big shout out to two of our favorite people on Twitter. First, Cowboys Chuck, and if you guys are Cowboys fan, you guys know Cowboys Chuck. And also, Respect the Star at Squeeze Me Please, one of the biggest Cowboy fans there is on Twitter. We want to give a big shout out, to her. She does her thing on Twitter. We love true Cowboys fans, and she's definitely one of them. Man, anything you want to say before we get up out of here, King Dre?
Yeah, man. That's it for me as well. I'm glad this was a great third episode. So definitely make sure y'all check this out again for the 4th episode. So definitely don't want to miss it out. Check out our the previous 2, and definitely subscribe to our channels. And that's it for me. I'm King Dre from the official WeGameHere.com, and this is Fame as well. Signing out.
Peace.